if you got to go to boot camp for a military academy and you need to be able to do 25 chin-ups, well, you need the functional strength. You need to strength train so with weight go to failure and have skeletal muscle improvements. But to make the most of that skeletal muscle's capacity in a given movement, then greasing the groove, what you're doing there is you're beating a neuromotor jog trail to optimize the function of that particular movement. So stated differently, you can grease the groove for chin-ups and your chin-up performance will improve. But if you grease the groove for chin-ups, it's not going to do a thing for your push-ups.
Hmm. Yeah.
You got to do grease the groove for the push-ups. That is skill training. So skill training is going to be submaximal effort that avoids fatigue, but encodes the neuromotor pathway of efficiency over and over and over again through rehearsal.
Okay.
So that's the problem is people are continually conflating physical training and skill training because in some degree they overlap, but the intent is entirely different. Physical training is purely oriented towards fatigue with no concern for skill. And then the strength adaptation and the conditioning adaptation that occurs from that can be applied to any skill. But the development of that skill is through skill rehearsal, which involves appropriate repetition and avoidance of fatigue. Physical training is to produce a generic, broad-based physiologic adaptation. Like, for instance, I see BMX racers now, when they do their rate training, a lot of them are doing power cleans because they think it mimics the movements of BMX and the motor groups involved in BMX,
Yeah.
and then that's going to improve their performance. When really it doesn't. You're not, because it's ballistic and lots of momentum is involved, the muscle is discontinuously loaded. You're not really fatiguing the targeted musculature in a way to produce an adaptation. And then the skill you're developing is very specific for power cleans, but it does not translate into snapping out of the gate or a gate start or sprint power. They would take skateboarders and let them try, slalom water skiing, or they take skateboarders and take them out surfing, thinking, oh, they got all these generalized skills of balance,
Similarities.
visible
Yeah.
trick. It does not translate. You cannot take a BMX trick rider and have them do any sort of skill on a skateboard or vice versa. You can't even take a BMX trick rider and very successfully have them translate into mountain bike trick riding because the skills are super, super specific for that thing.